Welcome back to the center of all the hullabaloo when it comes to esports in the country. I'm your host, Wagish, Godslayer, not God5 Bhan. And we have finally managed to reach the last game of the day today. That's Dota 2. But not before. We have a shout out for our amazing sponsors, Omen by HP, HyperX, and Intel. And the people who bring this to you, that's Norton Gaming and ESL. Now, once again, welcoming Angela. Hi.
How are you? Again,
Hi.
I'm good. How are you, man?
I'm doing...
I'm just kidding. I just wanted to change the statement.
I
Can
met
we
you
get
like
into
2
the
hours
game?
ago.
I need to introduce the teams. Please introduce the teams because they have been waiting from the past half.
Okay, fine, we'll do it. Fine.
Alright.
Here I was trying to
Super
get
quick.
some banter. Fine, we'll do it. We have an
Alright.
Akatsuki versus Buriza match happening today, ladies and gentlemen. This is going to be a bomb of a game. So let's quickly let us know. Let's quickly know about the teams.
Yeah.
Akatsuki, first of all. Alright, that's Team Akatsuki from Nepal for you guys. One of the international teams that's appearing in the ESL Premiership. We saw them last year too.
Yes. And this team, as of now, sits 6th on the leaderboard. They've taken a win against Alpha Esports, but faced losses against Reckoning, Infinity, and Signify. Of course, I'm planning to see them on the LAN finale. They've been performing exceedingly well. They moved from the draft of being sticking 5 together to let's get more versatile. Axel and Itachi being one of my 2 favorite roamers in the ESL India Premiership. Looking to see whether they'll continue to keep up the same performance.
Alrighty then move on. Let's move on to the second team, Team Buriza. Alright, Team Buriza there, ladies and gentlemen.
I like how the captain looks really happy on screen. He's got his all teeth smiley face.
Yeah, unlike all the other CS teams who are like...
Yeah. I think the Dota teams are more on the happier side. They
No,
come in with the-
I don't think people have seen Crowley.
Oh yeah, he's anyway, but
Or no chance.
or no chance. No chance has just always been the silent brat. So
Yeah, I mean, no chance is like a perfect, like, Batman-esque person. Like, no expression on his
he's
face.
recently started playing Fortnite. I hope he doesn't destroy his career in Dota 2 playing Fortnite because that game is pretty addictive. But talking about Team Buriza in general, this team as of now sits 10th on the leaderboard. They have won their games against Reckoning Infinity but have faced losses against Reckoning Esports and Signify. Now Team Buriza being 10th on the leaderboard, a little worrisome for them. They got to make sure that they start playing more games and get that ladder climb going for themselves. But talking about this team, I know they like to play the Doom a lot, the Sand King a lot. Most of the games they also like to pick up the
I'm
puck.
very sure I'm going to see a Sand King today in today's game because a Lich and an Elder Titan and a Pit Lord has been banned. Lich and Underlord by Akatsuki.
Yeah.
And
They don't
Buriza
like
is going to have Elder Titan.
don't like playing against the Elder Titan. I've seen them ban it in almost most of their games.
Elder
But
Titan in team fights is so good.
he is chaotic. He is
He's
chaotic.
so good. And then we see a Pandaren Brewmaster.
Very interesting bans coming out from both of these teams. I mean, the Lich not really being banned out
I haven't
much
seen a
in
Lich in
ESL.
the ESL Premiership. Have you? Like,
No,
not
I
in the
haven't.
streamed matches.
I haven't. Actually, I haven't. So
Like,
I'm
not
really
in the stream
surprised with that
matches.
because they
Monkey
have
game
left the
getting
OD out.
Yeah, I mean,
as a ban.
when Signify was playing that day, we saw an IO.
Yeah.
I mean, that was the first time I saw an IO in this edition. I mean, I've not seen a Lich so far.
Actually, as
have
of
we seen a
now,
Pandaren
in the
Brewmaster?
ESL
We have not seen a
have,
Brewmaster also.
True. I think in the ESL India Premiership, we've seen only about 35 heroes on a max until
Yeah,
now.
out of the entire roster.
Out of the entire roster, definitely.
Yeah.
But like you said, the Sand King being one of the favorite pickups in the new meta gets a pick
These are
over
staple
there.
picks coming, Angie. All these are staple picks.
Yeah.
They're tried and tested picks. We see a Monkey King getting banned and a Sand King getting picked, whereas a Tusk and a Banshee getting picked up by Team Buriza, whereas they have also managed to ban an Omni Knight. Very interesting. And now, like, Angie, I'd like to draw your attention.
Yeah.
Don't, like, after a point of time, don't you think it gets like you have
A little
had
monotonous?
A little what?
A little monotonous. The
Yeah,
same
I mean,
picks?
it's the same heroes. Like, I don't see any change.
Yeah, but then it also comes down to what is really fitting in the present meta and what would actually. The thing is that if you
True.
pick heroes that don't fit in the meta, the risk is that your opponents will pick heroes that will definitely counter them, and that is why most of the teams like to really just follow a standard meta that they've all the time been practicing in their pubs. They watch the professional players internationally play them a lot, and they like to work strategies around that. But Akatsuki picking up that Witch Doctor, I really like that pick from their end. Looks like even they could opt to go for a Night Stalker and
Yeah,
send the Sand King
I'm
in there.
really expecting Night Stalker coming in. In fact, now I see a Tusk and a Banshee coming
Yeah.
that side. I'm pretty sure I was okay.
I
was
think
going
they're
to say,
getting
I
a
was
ban
going to say
there.
Lycan, and the Akatsuki banned Lycan.
I could see Team Buriza even decide to pick up a Troll Warlord. They have played that hero before, and it seems to work very well in their favor. They also like to play the Spectre a lot.
Uh-huh.
So if they want to really take this game about 30 minutes, they're very confident with their late game strategy, then Team Buriza will opt to go for a late game carry, would either be the Troll or the Spectre. But for now, going to take times with those bans. The Shadow Shaman gets a ban there from Team Akatsuki. They're a little worried about that. But Team Buriza opting to mostly go for the Disruptor with the Tusker or even the Earth Spirit. We have seen good gangs coming in
I'm
there
very
with the
sure
Tusker and
Buriza
the
is going
Earth
to pick
Spirit.
up a Disruptor. Sorry for that.
And a Pang gets picked up
Okay.
over there. A very
That's a first.
interesting pickup coming in there from Team Buriza. If that's going to be an off-lane Pang against a very tiring 3-lane push by Akatsuki. Now Akatsuki going to take some time with this pickup. They could still go for the Disruptor if they are opting to keep the Sand King in the off-lane. But for now, we're going to give it some time and see what they have in mind. I haven't seen Team Buriza play a lot of games as of now in the ESL India Premiership. Also, they're having a real tough run. So I'm hoping to see them buck up their lineup, maybe get more aggressive and not really keep aiming on their carry to carry them all the
True.
way after 30
True.
minutes. But as I speak about that, the silencer still being in the pool. Razor, Gyro, NS, as you see, the Gyro gets picked up over there from Akatsuki. Fares well with the Witch Doctor and the Sand King Ultimate. Could be a mid-game ending by Akatsuki, but again, these both teams, as far as I've seen their gameplay, they like to take the game after 30 minutes. We're going to see a long Dota 2 game coming in
Yeah.
from these two, which also means you would have to sit in the studio for quite a long time.
It's okay. I mean, it's Dota 2. Can't help it. Can't complain about it.
All right. So for now, Tiny is still in the pool. Razor for the mid lane still available if Akatsuki choose to pick that hero. They could also opt to go and pick up. I think has been banned out. The Juggernaut gets picked up over there by Team Buriza. I like that pickup. That would also mean that they got to still pick up their 5th role support. Would have to be a stunner because as of now, Buriza is lacking a lot of stun from their end. I mean, they do have the Tusk and the Pang, yes, agreed. But still, they got to have somebody to pull back. And with I think the Disruptor would fit for them ideally, but they could also opt to pick up another support now. In that range of heroes, we're going to wait for Buriza's pick and wait for Akatsuki to pick theirs. They are lacking a tank. Now, Akatsuki, if they want to take this for 30 minutes, they got to make sure that their mid lane, whoever comes there, is very strong against the Death Prophet. They could opt to go for the Viper in my option because he's the most safe bet, but they also like to play the Templar Assassin quite a bit.
Razor.
Yeah, the Razor. I mean, the Razor is one of their favorite picks, but it also makes me question whether they want to send Axel on the Phoenix in the offlane. Because last time they played that, it worked for them, but they're opting to go for the Tiny. So that would either mean that they're sending the Tiny as a carry in the safe lane or they're going to send him in the mid. Gyro fares better for Akatsuki in the mid lane. They always have the gangs flowing in from the other side. But if you look at the bans, Puck getting banned, I still don't understand why people ban the Puck so much. I mean, it's not really picked up
Not that anybody's picking it.
Yeah.
Not that anybody's picking it. Why would you ban Puck? Like,
It's
as if you ran out of choices, dude.
Or maybe it's just like you don't want to take that risk of the dream coil doing
Yeah,
anything.
that is always a looming disaster on the horizon there.
But they're going to take some time with this one. If they plan on keeping the Sand King as their support, they could even opt to go for a Sladar in their offlane or even a Centaur, as a matter of fact, because the Centaur is very good to gank with. I like Akatsuki's draft as of now better than Buriza's because they've got a lot of lockdown coming in from their side and also a lot of early game push, because even if they need to do a 4+1 strategy, which is leaving the Gyro to farm while the rest of the team ganks, I think the Tiny, Sand King and Witch Doctor together could be chaotic. Nice ban coming in there from Akatsuki. The Jakiro is out of the pool for now, and that also means no long range stuns unless they opt to pick up the Earth Shaker.
Which reminds me, we haven't also seen a Venomancer.
We have not seen a Venomancer in a while, and he's been quite a pain actually in this update. It's a good mention that you've given over there.
Yeah, I mean, a Venomancer would have been also a good ban or a pick coming in from either team, because nobody expects a Veno coming in randomly.
That's
out the
true.
blue.
That's true.
And plus a Veno support always like is good.
That's true. I have to agree with you on that one. I mean, Veno is pretty devastating even in the early stages of the game. Even if you send him off lane, his surfing
And that venomous gale like just appear everywhere and just kill everybody.
And his
Slow
talent
death.
at a certain point gives you 2 Veno wards at one given point of time, and that means you are basically just giving out so much damage, and it doesn't really stop. But Akatsuki finishing up their lineup with that Queen of Pain, expected pickup coming in from them, lots of bursts, but this also means that Buriza could opt to go for the silencer, and that kind of just completely wrecks Akatsuki's draft. To a point, they've played really well, but Buriza still looking on their end to get that final, I don't know, a stunner. I need to see a stunner, at least somebody to start the fight with. I mean, I know Tusker is brilliant, but are you going to stick to him to kind of start the fight for you? Because it's not really going to work. Crystal Maiden, I would still even think a Crystal Maiden could work in this draft. My bets are on Disruptor though.
They could still go for a Viper.
I mean, they just need a 5th role. As of now, Team Buriza is looking, I'm looking at their draft and I'm like, the Tusk is definitely going to go 4th role because he really needs to roam. And that means that it's going to be a disruptor coming in there from Team Buriza. I love the picks. I mean, both the teams have versatile picks over here. They could be roaming around
quite
a
a
lot
good range of heroes there.
True that. And they've got, I think Buriza has got a very good 5v5 draft, but Akatsuki has got more of the, even if we gank in the early stages of the game, we're going to get that net worth going up really fast, and that means that we could take this game in the later phase much more easily. Also, Gyro fits in beautifully for a very late game if they plan to go for a Divine Rapier or something like that.
All right, all right. But what else do you make of this game, Angie? Tell me more.
I would say that Team Buriza's picks are all their strengths. They've all picked up heroes that they are very confident with as a team. But Akatsuki picking up the Queen of Pain, I have not really seen them play the Queen of Pain that much. It's not really been in their registered previous games that they have played.
Queen of Pain seems more like a Signify pick, more or less. It just happens to be like
I think we've only seen them played on Signify.
And I'm sad. I think I don't know, man. I've seen enough of Disruptor. I've seen enough of that goddamn electric vortex field and God knows what. I really desperately, I don't know why I'm stuck onto a Venomancer today.
Yeah, but I mean, I got to give props to Disruptor being picked up over a Crystal Maiden, because she's really been nerfed. And most of the heroes, they have not been picked up in the ESL India Premiership. Reason being is they've got really massive nerfs on them. I would have loved to see a Batrider. He's been completely, not been picked up. But with this game of lineup, I think I would put my bets on Akatsuki for now. I think they've got a better lineup for the early game. Also, the late game, the Gyro is available. Who do you want to bet on?
Buriza.
All right, because they are from Delhi.
No, because they got Juggernaut.
Because they got Juggernaut. All right.
That's the only hero I have like at least some good sets for.
Yeah.
So well, that's what we have for you guys from the analyst desk. We will hand it over to my main man in Dota, Vivek. We wake Venkatraman.
Hello folks and welcome back to the ESL India Premiership. This is the summer season phase 1. We've got Akatsuki from Nepal facing opposite Team Buriza from India, and more specifically from Mumbai. I think with the exception of Helm, they're all pretty much from Mumbai. I'm pretty certain this is going to be a really action-packed game. Take a look at Akatsuki. They've got not any real potential to scale into the late game, with the exception of that gyrocopter picking up something like a Divine Rapier. They've got a bunch of stuns, they want to fight, they want a lineup that's easy to execute, and I like all this lockdown that they have. If they do manage to catch that Pangolier, and yes, indeed, this is a Pangolier game. If they do manage to catch that Pangolier, burst him down, with all that magic damage, the shield crash, and even that rolling thunder will probably not come through. But Yeah, there are issues with the Akatsuki lineup, and like I mentioned, one of them is going Roshan. I don't see how uh, they make contesting going Rosh any easier. There's nothing that they can itemize for. I'm not sure anybody is going to be building a medallion on their side. They have issues. But what they've got working in their favor is strong team fight and a lot of mid-game team fight. However, I believe that Team Buriza have the perfect hero for just that situation, and it's going to be Saurabh on that Juggernaut. That Blade Fury and the spell immunity coming from it will make sure that he stays alive for the duration of the fight. You've also got nothing that cancels a Blade Fury TP on the side of Akatsuki. So there are holes in that draft. There used to be a point where toss used to pierce spell immunity. Like you could toss back a lifestealer that had rage enabled, or you could even toss a Juggernaut while he was trying to spin TP, but that doesn't happen anymore. It doesn't pierce spell immunity, and this Juggernaut, he's gonna have a fun time split pushing the side lanes and whatnot. And yeah, that's pretty much that all Team Buriza have to do. Just buy time, wait for Saurabh to become that unstoppable force, and probably start grouping up and pressuring these objectives. It's going to be an off-lane Tiny, but it's not going to be a fun time for him in the off-lane. Helm did have the glimpse on that Disruptor. Could have pulled back the Tiny, but didn't want to try even. Pangalier's getting his EXP, and that's what matters. Darshan, once he hits 6, once he has that Rolling Thunder, he's going to be a real presence in these team fights. Probably might be building into something like the Arcane Boots. Maybe a bottle if need be. He's already queued up the Arcane Boots in his quick buy, so that's going to allow him to keep spamming both the Swashbuckle and the Shield Crash and keep clearing the creep waves. Saurabh looking good in terms of farm as well. He's done a lot better in the last hit department as compared to the Gyrocopter. And yeah, the mid lane seems to be that the Death Prophet is coming out on top versus the Queen of Pain. Significant difference in last hits and a bigger difference as far as denies are concerned. Micro looking solid in that mid lane. Yeah, good start for Team Buriza, all things considered. Itachi Uchiha, he's gonna end up surviving. Disruptor not having mana for the glimpse was on cooldown as well. And Akatsuki, I mean, the pressure's on them. They want to have this explosive mid game. They want to keep finding kills, and they're going to try and bring down Darshan. Darshan goes in with the shield crash, the maledict upon him. There's one final tick coming through, and yeah, Sal keeps him alive. Maledict does do more damage for every point of health that's missing, and Darshan was wise to use the Salvin. Just keep himself healthy in that situation. Butter does bump into Itachi Uchiha, but the problem is the Sand King can always just Burrow Strike over the shots, so he's going to be okay. But look at this, Akatsuki, they're moving mid. They've recognized that the mid lane isn't the most fun place for Madara, and they're going to try and set up here. Micro toss back, the Avalanche will connect. The Burrow Strike is there as well, but he's got a Split Siphon on to do, and he's got the Fairy Fire. Madara commits the blink, and Madara does end up securing first blood for himself. Unconventional rotation coming up from Akatsuki, but just perfect. They aren't getting too much out of the off lane. Both Tiny and Sand King move mid. They've also got the 5-minute shrine that's going to help Madara. Should he choose to join the Tiny and the Sand King. But he seems to be okay. We haven't seen too much of Buriza, except their first game versus Signify, and I'm curious to see what this side can accomplish. We haven't seen too many strictly Mumbai-based DOTA organizations. There was a time when nearly every cafe in Bombay had a team that would put up quite a good showing. Now, Not so. Down bottom though, Itachi Uchiha's got to be careful. The Blade Fury will bring him down. Helm trying to run, doesn't have a stick or a one. Toss forward coming out from Axel, but it's not enough damage. Axel pops his one charges, hopes to stay alive, but the Blade Fury, or rather the Blade Dance, slicing through him as Axel ends up falling and Saurabh gets himself a double kill. Akatsuki just forcing the issue a bit too much, but they might find Butter. They've got the cast, they've got the Maledict, and Butter doesn't have the snowball. He's being chased to a shrine, might consider popping it. And yeah, he gets the mana for the snowball. And he's gonna be okay. Akatsuki still chasing Butter, dropping the sigil. Itachi Uchiha does have the Burrow Strike, but doesn't have enough damage. But look at this, Buriza already applying pressure down mid. Micro hitting 6, dropping the Exorcism. I'm not really sure what Madara was up to, that he let Micro push the lane so heavily. Anyway, Akatsuki looks like they're trying to rectify this. You got Itachi Uchiha lurking in the mid lane along with CS, so they're moving down. Maledict will. They got the Sonic Wave as well. I'm not sure if that was a Maledict into a Sonic Wave or the other way around, but Akatsuki got what they came for. They found the Dead Prophet. They might sacrifice the Witch Doctor. Helm with the glimpse pulls back CSL. And CSL caught in that kinetic field will end up falling. It is the trade, but the Dead Prophet has died twice in mid. However, if I was Team Buriza, I wouldn't be too bothered. 10-minute mark, second siege creep spawns. Try and make a play with the Exorcism. Find this tier 1 tower. That's all they've got to do. Team Buriza, they've also been somewhat stellar on the vision game. They've got this one ward looking over mid. They've got another ward looking towards the Ancients. And scouting rotations coming up from the Dire Shrine. So they've tried to secure Micro as much as possible in the mid lane. Unfortunately, Micro keeps getting ganked from further southeast and doesn't have any vision on that part of the map. Helm has the glimpse. Axel could have thrown out the EF launch, but felt he wouldn't have gotten the kill either way. How's Darshan looking in the Arcane? He's hit 6, he's got the Arcane boots, and I think this is a best case scenario that you could hope for if you're a Pangolier. 6 Arcane boots. You're definitely going to get points in the Swashbuckle and the Shield Crash. But the Rolling Thunder though, continuously being cancelled here by Akatsuki. Darshan looking to get it off. Will roll forward. Does control Dreamy a fair bit. Bounces left and right, giving Akatsuki what the taste. I mean, what real destruction looks like. And Darshan even pops the salad. Chasing for more. The shards will block up the Witch Doctor. Doesn't have a point in the Heart Piercer, but here comes Madara. Sonic Wave, and with the Maledict, they'll bring down Darshan. Akatsuki. They're going to capitalize on that little bit of overextension coming up from Darshan there. As both him and Butter probably ended up diving up too much for just a Witch Doctor. Madara looking to build towards his power treads. But if you switch over to individual hero net worth, that's where the problem is for Akatsuki. The Queen of Pain, she's lagging behind in terms of net worth compared to the Dead Prophet. The Juggernaut just leapfrogging all the cores on the map. And Team Buriza, they're starting to group up for a push. Micro did a good job. He punished Madara's rotation up top, took that tier 1. Without committing the Exorcism, and now Micro is going to push for another tier 1 tower. The problem is Akatsuki, they're not finding a trade, and they might end up losing a hero as well. See yourself, blocked off by the shots, will end up falling. Team Buriza on the hunt for more. Micro doesn't have the silence. Madara will blink away. Madara, without the Sonic Wave, is relying on his fellow teammates to get the damage going. Here comes Itachi Uchiha, does have the Burrow Strike. He's not going to chase. Up top though, Darshan, he's looking for Dreamy, trying to reach his shrine. His face boost coming off cooldown. It's going to be okay. 10 minutes in, a slight net worth advantage in favor of Team Buriza. But it's very clear what their intentions are. They've got this deep ward in Akatsuki's jungle. They're looking past the safe lane tower of Akatsuki. And they want to start pushing for this. Gyrocopter already pushed out of the lane, but down bottom, Axel with the toss, getting things started. Butter is there with the shots. The rolling boulder comes through, cancels the TP, and Darshan might chase for more. Bounces around with the shield crash, has the swashbuckle, but Axel just tosses back Darshan. The sigil though is giving vision, and Itachi Uchiha throws his body forward, gets the butter strike, and gets Butter on the task. Team Buriza, I mean, everything's not going as per plan. They're getting a bit sloppy here and there. Gonna be a bit disappointed that they gave away a kill like that down bottom. That was the Omni Slash committed as well by the Juggernaut. And Team Buriza didn't quite find anything out of that engagement. BKBs are actually going to be somewhat crucial here for Team Buriza. I mean, if you're the Dead Prophet, the Herd is okay. She's going to need a Yule Scepter. She's going to need an Aeon Disc. I don't know if there's enough of a case this game to just skip the Aeon Disc and possibly go for a BKB directly. But Buriza will need all the help they can. As they jump forward, they look for Akatsuki. The Maledict coming through. They found Dreamy with that Blade Fury and see herself. Will manage to run away. Dreamy on that Gyrocopter, 12 minutes in, didn't get too much from his lane. He hasn't made any impactful rotations just yet. I think he's been using the call down to farm. I see the call down on cooldown. And Team Buriza, they're just going to start brute forcing for this tier 1 tower up top. Down bottom, Axel trying to bring down Helm J. The shield crash interrupted midway, and Darshan's got to be careful. Itachi Uchiha with the power strike finds a kill onto the enemy Bangle here, and Team Buriza, they're pleading slightly unnecessary kills here. That shouldn't be happening. Butter diving into Akatsuki's shrine. This time it's active, and Dreamy with the rocket barrage looks to punish them. They bring down the task, but Saurabh's here as the Blade Fury looks to bring down the Gyrocopter, and he'll find that kill as well. Micro just running forward. The physical damage from the ghost a bit too much as the Crypt Storm brings down the Witch Doctor. But here is Akatsuki. The Sand King, the Tiny, and the Co-op team up, bring down the Dead Prophet. And Team Buriza still looking for a fight. Saurabh does have the Omni Slash, but he'll start off with the Blade Fury. He wants the Sand King, and with the Swashbuckle, he'll get it. Rolling Boulder coming through. Darshan looking to bounce around. Finds Axel, does control him. Controls him once more. The RNG not always on his side. Darshan needs to be careful. The shards not on point, but Saurabh with the Omni Slash finds the Witch Doctor. He's chasing for the Tiny, and he's going to get that as well. A triple kill on this Juggernaut. Saurabh, wicked sick, just 13 minutes in. He's already gone for that Yasha. And that's definitely been helping him out in these team fights. Micro is going to move bot, push out the bottom lane. And Akatsuki, they're going to have a choice. The choice is between defending the tier 1 tower up top, or probably trying to defend the tier 1 tower bottom. For now though, they're looking to farm. They're going to give up the tier 1 tower up top. They're committing their TPs bottom actually. So I think Akatsuki are looking to find a trade here. They're looking to find the enemy tier 1. Saurabh knocking down on this tier 1 tower. I think Team Buriza can come back to defend this tier 1 tower. And if Akatsuki do end up losing this, yeah, if they do end up losing this team fight, they could lose the tier 1 and possibly a tier 2. TSL and Itachi Uchiha on the run. The shots block off Dreamy. Quick Shadow Amulet, keep him alive, but the Static Storm is there, controlling the Gyrocopter. They got the Snowball coming through, going on to the Tiny, but there's the Rolling Boulder as well. Dreamy dropping low, drops the call down, but ends up falling as well. Axel, controlled by that Spirit Siphon, will end up falling. Darshan with the Swashbuckle, doing the heavy lifting there, but Akatsuki, it seems as if both the Tiny and the Gyrocopter didn't get the memo, as Itachi Uchiha, see herself, and the Queen of Pain just disengaged from that fight bottom. And now Team Buriza, they could possibly look for tier 2 towers here. Itachi Uchiha just cutting the creep wave as much as possible, does I mean, does want to get that blink badly, but this is only going to push him back further. He's sitting on a lot of unreliable gold. And he's going to give away 200 for that death on him. Darshan already has that javelin. Picks up his second one as well. Team Buriza got a slight net worth advantage. I'd really like to see them drop some aggressive odds and keep the momentum going. Helm, he's got only one observer what to call out for. But Team Buriza, they're going to smoke. I think this Radiant Observer is still providing them a fair bit of information. And they know that Akatsuki, they're trying to catch up. Snowball in one direction, glimpse in the other. But either way, see yourself, he's not getting out of this alive. Darshan, with the shield crash, finds the kill. Akatsuki, I mean, I think when the game is so fast-paced, you've got to be finding trades. You lose the Witch Doctor, but you see the Juggernaut alone, and there's nothing that Akatsuki can do to punish this. Saurabh is just pushing out the lane all by himself. And Akatsuki, they're in no state to fight back really. Maybe once they get the Shadow Blade on the Tiny, they'll possibly go hunting for pickoffs. Hitachi Uchiha walks into the lane, finds 300 points of health just missing. Down bottom, Saurabh turning things around, finds See Yourself. And Team Buriza, the kills to just keep coming. 16 is to 9, 4,000 net worth advantage. And they're looking in a really commanding position right now. I think Akatsuki, they've got to get this Shadow Blade as quickly as possible. Sand King gets his blink as well. It's only a 3,000 net worth advantage. I can very easily see Akatsuki turn around the next engagement or so. All they've got to do is jump and control that Juggernaut. There's already a bounty on his head waiting to be taken away. And I'm expecting Akatsuki to pop a smoke as soon as they get these mobility items. The Shadow Blade on the Tiny and the blink on the Sand King. Sand King nearly has the money for it. 30 gold shot. Axel's gonna get his Shadow Blade in a bit as well. If you were Team Buriza, you'd probably... Okay. So they are gonna smoke. It's the Dead Prophet, the Tusk and the Disruptor. Butter leading the charge from the front. Akatsuki, their vision primarily around the Radiant safe lane tower. And Team Buriza, they move through the enemy jungle. They got this one observer ward. They aren't committing it. But by now they should know what Akatsuki are up to. Madara will show himself in the mid lane, and Butter starts with the wall response. Strikes them on the floor. But what? What was that glimpse? Why? Why him? Why?
Dire's top tower is under attack.
What? I don't know. I don't know what that was, but Akatsuki, they're looking to capitalize on this. The epicenter and the power strike coming through. Micro copying a fair amount of damage. Quick heal scepter buys in time. Darshan bouncing around in the shots with the snowball. Taking Darshan within him, Butter moves forward. Rolling Thunder still doing a bit of work, the Swashbuckle. Bringing Axel low, but the power strike is there. Quick scream coming out. Micro's got it on. The call down is there with a flak cannon. They'll bring down the Death Prophet. Butter teaming up with Darshan finds the Queen of Pain, but Dreamy, he's in a world of hurt. The power strike, the will buy time. Dreamy could possibly looks to turn things around here, but Darshan with the Swashbuckle finds himself a double. Team Buriza somehow holding on there. It did cost them. And it would have been a lot easier if they didn't glimpse the Queen of Pain, but okay, they win the fight. And they'll probably secure a tier 2 tower on the back of this.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
Not if See Yourself can punish Saurabh. Fortunately though, Saurabh's got the Blade Fury. So yeah, he needed the cask and the Deathbot to find that kill.
haste.
Team Buriza
Got it.
probably looking to group up and move once more. Up top though, Itachi Uchiha splits up from his course in. It's gonna end up falling. The split siphon is there, they've got the Walrus Punch. Itachi Uchiha looks to survive with the Power Strike, but Micro with the Cryptstorm finds the kill. Madara going for that Axe Scepter, which I don't mind honestly. I mean, the reduced cooldown, the increased damage, most of it being pure, could help burst down heroes like the Juggernaut and the Dead Prophet, and the reduced cooldown is what's really important. The pace at which this game is going, if he gets his Axe Scepter in the next couple of minutes, is could really make the difference that Akatsuki are looking for in these team fights. Team Buriza got the Yule Scepter complete on Micro. Darshan just stacking up those javelins, and he might get picked off here. Axel with the avatars. The Maledict is there, not even needed. The good thing is Pangolier does do a lot of damage with the swashbuckle and those javelins. The bad thing is he has nothing to help him survive, and I mean, if he's not bouncing around in that rolling thunder, it's going to get pushed down quickly. Butter just claiming a tier 2 tower casually at mid. No response at all from Akatsuki, and Juggernaut in the pit. I think this Akatsuki have scouted out. I'm not sure if they know this, but by now the jig should be up. There's smoke dispels. Micro trying to walk into the pit himself. The Maledict is there. The caster follow Epicenter as well. They burst down the Dead Prophet. Sorab, he's got the Aegis. And Akatsuki, they're picking and choosing their fights smartly here. They commit everything. They burst down the Dead Prophet. And this is gonna delay Team Buriza from grouping up. And with the Dead Prophet down, Akatsuki will try and sneak in a tier 1 tower. Problem is, it seems as if Team Buriza wants to fight this, and Akatsuki, they wouldn't want to give away any unnecessary kills at this stage.
Precious bounty.
Remy, he's starting to catch up. He's got the Sanj and Yasha. And yeah, Akatsuki
I'll take your tribute.
really looking to cut their losses here. Juggernaut, he's picked up a Blink Dagger as well. He probably just jump someone like the Gyrocopter and burst him down. Sorab has insane amounts of farm. 23 minutes in, there's no one on either side that's even close to his net worth. I think he's done his role just right. Just kept the farm going, picked up huge items, and he's proving to be the real difference maker for Team Buriza in these fights. And yeah, he can just go up, pop the Blade Fury, chip away on the tier 3s if need be. And it seems as if Team Buriza want to do just that. Micro has got the Exorcism. Sorab, respecting that homing missile, will blink away, and now Akatsuki. As long as they clear out the creeps, there's no way Team Buriza pound away on the tier 3 tower. I say that, but Sorab just walks up. Yeah, Sorab just working on that tier 3 Axel with the Thunderstrike upon him. Team Buriza, they do have vision of the Tiny. The silence is there, the Split Siphon as well. The Cask being dodged there. Team Buriza trying to open up Akatsuki's high ground there. And they're going to commit the Exorcism. I'm going to drop down buyback status, and I hope production can do the same. Because if Akatsuki are fighting without buybacks, this could be horrible. The Rolling Boulder sends up for the stacks from the Omni Slash is there. They burst down the Tiny. The Quark will fall as well. The Epicenter comes through, but Sorab doesn't care. He's moving forward, standing in the call down, pounding away on the Gyrocopter for the Power Strike. Along with the buyback from Mandara will be enough to bring down the Juggernaut. Hell, Toss back will end up falling. They've dealt with the disruptor, but they're losing heroes as the Crypt Song gets Micro a double kill. Quick snowball coming out, buyback from the Witch Doctor as well. Team Buriza in the enemy base, dropping low. 2-man Pyro. Madara needs to scream, but he is silenced, and Butter moves forward with the wall dispatch, hopes to bring down the Queen of Pain, and that's a dieback. A dieback on Madara as Micro still alive, looking to disengage. Has got to be careful. Darshan with the swashbuckle, dropping Akatsuki low, and Micro actually turns it around, gets himself for the Ultra, and ends up taking to the Maldic. Another bounce strike coming out from Itachi Uchiha. Buyback from the Gyrocopter. They've won the Juggernaut, and without the Blade Fury, Sora might fall, but Darshan with the swashbuckle gets himself the Witch Doctor, but falls to the flak cannon along with Sora and Akatsuki. They've held on. It's been goddamn costly. A buyback. I think there was a dieback on the Queen of Pain. A buyback. I think there's something wrong with this fight recap. I'm pretty certain that was a dieback on the Queen of Pain. Or did Madara buy out? Okay, so he spent his gold. I thought I saw him buyback. But yeah, it was a buyback on the Gyrocopter. I think the Sand King or the Tiny, either one of them bought back as well. There were multiple buybacks on the side of Akatsuki and Team Buriza. They've got themselves a lead. They've taken the tier 3 tower. But Akatsuki still have a fight in them. Darshan doing a lot of work with those javelins. He's got to build something to ensure that he ends up lasting a lot longer in these fights. Couple of these stunts just coming up from Akatsuki, and that Pangolier is done for. I'm thinking it's too late for something like a Herd. He probably builds an Aeon Disc just so that he doesn't get burst down. He's got the Blink Dagger already. And Akatsuki, smoke up. Wanna pick off before Team Buriza regroup with the Juggernaut, but Saurabh's respawn. See yourself in the trees. He's got to be careful as Akatsuki. They could be caught with their pants down. Saurabh doesn't give a damn. Goes forward, and the glimpse is there. They've got Axel. They'll bring down the tiny Axel. No way for him to get out of this. Darshan already chasing forward for more. Don't think he's going to find anyone. Micro is there. They've got See Yourself. I mean, rather, they've got Itachi Uchiha. And Darshan blinks forward. Silence to control the Sand King in that sandstorm. And Darshan can't really get the bash to proc. Tiny down for 28 seconds. Team Buriza. They could just push out the wave mid, commit the exorcism, and go for the top racks. And it seems as the Micro is doing just that. With the backdoor protection disabled, Micro can start to work on the melee barracks. Akatsuki, I think they're missing the glyph as well. The range barracks do end up falling. And look at this. Saurabh doesn't even want to hit the buildings. All he wants to do is jump a hero and bring him down. And Akatsuki, they're going to be patient. They'll wait for the Tiny to respawn. I guess that was the best decision they could have made under that circumstance. Because if they took a fight that is 4 and they ended up dying, and dying without buyback, things could probably get a lot more hairy for them. Team Buriza, they've got the BKB on the Dead Prophet as well, so Micro will not be falling anytime soon. And this is when the Gyrocopter's got to build up on the physical damage. For now, he's being chased and hounded by Pangolier, but Dreamy still too fast, abusing the turn rate on the rolling boulder. But there's the snowball. Shards, Walrus Punch. Dreamy pops his BKB, but with the Omni Slash he'll fall. Sonic Wave and Deathwall, they'll bring down the Disruptor. Epicenter being channeled, but the Blade Fury is there. Itachi Uchiha looking to do some damage, won't do too much, but it's Darshan with the Swashbuckle, doing damage by the heaps. They're still looking to avenge Helm. They'll find the Tiny and bring him down. See yourself on the high ground. Split Siphon slowing him down. Saurabh is here, has the damage, gets the crit. And the Witch Doctor, he's going to end up falling. Akatsuki fought outside the high ground and they got punished for it. They're going to lose Madara as well. Madara still searching for that Axe Scepter. And he's not going to end up completing it. Team Buriza knocking on high ground. Akatsuki will tap out. I want to say it was a bunch of things, but I also want to say that Akatsuki kinda... I mean, I think they've got to have some late game, right? And not drafting to control the Juggernaut was a complete oversight on their part. And they ended up getting punished for it. Nothing to pierce spell immunity, nothing to control their Juggernaut if he gets that Blade Fury going. And Team Buriza abusing that to the fullest, coming out on top here. Anyway, folks, that's it as far as our Dota 2 broadcast is concerned for the day. My name is Vivek. You can give me feedback, like me, hate me, love me at facebook.com/VWWAK casting. Thank you so much for tuning in. I'm going to throw it over to our panel, Angela and Vagish. I'm waiting to hear your take on this one.
Welcome everybody once again to the analyst desk here at the ESL India Premiership 2018 Summer Season Masters League, brought to you by Omen by HP, HyperX and Intel, and presented to you by Northern Gaming and the ESL. Buriza won this.
Yes.
Let this be known.
Props
that
to
Wagya gave a prediction, which was right.
I mean, they just played really well. I
Yeah.
think this is the first time I've seen Buriza be completely objective Doto, like I call it. They took the dead profit and they used her beautifully. Starting from the beginning of the game, I mean, they went one tower after the other. They saw to it. They first took the tier 1s. They headed forward. They took the tier 2s. Now, talking about Akatsuki on the other end, they had good picks. It was not like they didn't. Picking up the Tiny, picking up the Witch Doctor and the Sand King together, beautiful combination. But I always like to talk about these thing called spike points. So basically, a Tiny is really, really good after he gets the Shadow Blade. But if you try to take fights before he gets the first basic item, it always causes a little bit of havoc, because, you know, if you don't get the fight right, your Tiny is going to die and he's going to fall really bad on net worth. Even if you talk about a Sand King is at his spike point when he gets a Blink Dagger. But if he's going to die 2-3 times before that, his Blink is going to get delayed, and then the spike of the dagger is completely useless. It was not like Akatsuki didn't try to defend. I think they tried to defend pretty well, but they had very mixed fights. I never really saw Akatsuki take a fight to Buriza. It was always Buriza coming in, making that first play, and then, you know, Akatsuki just trying to figure out how to do damage control, and that kind of caused them to lose a lot. Saurabh, on the other end, hats off to you. I think we considered the MVP of this game. Early game till about 15 minutes, he was just doing what carries do, just get that farm running and going. But mid game, he was in almost every fight that Team Buriza kind of took. And another small mistake, I don't know what to call this a mistake. Madra playing the Queen of Pain. Now, he normally plays carry for Akatsuki, but Dreamy went on the carry role and Madra kind of went mid on the Queen of Pain. And that kind of had, the Queen of Pain for me didn't really have an impact in this game, because she kind of... she got 2 good sonic waves off, but apart from that, she didn't really have anything to kind of show off for why was she picked in the mid lane. And the Death Prophet kind of showed a lot, because she was literally in the front line in every fight, and that kind of was very scary to watch, because at one point when they were hitting the tier 3 of Akatsuki, there were 2 major buybacks that came out from the Gyro and the Witch Doctor. And once you kind of have 2 buybacks come out, you don't really go aggressive in the game. And that was, I think, the last mistake Akatsuki, when they tried to get aggressive, they tried to push when they were already on the losing end, and that kind of gave Buriza all the kind of power to just say that, alright, you know what, you already bought back, you want to bring the fight to us, we're going to just return that fight, even if you know that you're going to make a huge mistake. And that was a risky move, and I think if Akatsuki hadn't made that move, they got sort of killed, at least after those 2 buybacks. They should have gone back and started farming, maybe figure out something else rather than just running into Buriza like that.
Alrighty then, well, that sums up today's Dota 2 game. Ladies and gentlemen, this is what we have for you guys in today's stream. Do remember to like and subscribe to our channel so that you do not miss any further updates. Press that bell icon there. Press it. Press it right now. Okay, you can do it once when you say bye-bye, which is just about now. I'm Vagish Godslebhan, your host, and
I'm Zara Angela Gonzalez.
And we'll meet